Dear respected Bhante Kondanya and Reverend Nanda and dear novices and upasikas and other Dhamma friends, good afternoon. And how have you been so far? Now, very good, huh? Good. So I was talking with Bhante Kondanya. Now you like monks now. You can see. Yeah, looks like monks. So I was asking from Bhante, if you have decided to not to leave and stay at the temple, what is his plan for the future? Then we should build another residence maybe to keep you. Oh, maybe I can take some of you to Sri Lanka and Canada too. Yes. No women, sorry. Well, I should build a nunnery first. No women at the temple. We don't have massive space there. Anyway, so the today topic is very famous and well known, and I think it's nothing to discuss because we already know it, because the Metta Sutta is not an uncommon teaching. It's very famous. But beforehand, remember? What was it? Silanussati, reflecting on your own virtues. How was it? How you did it?
I walk up and down my dorm, I follow all the Pali words and reflect in English.
Doesn't matter the language.
So there are 12 factors there.
And are you happy with your precepts now? Are they broken or have you tried to fix the broken ones? Good. Who else? So have you reflected on the precepts? Don't nod, just answer. How you reflected? Yeah. So you said, and then who else? Yes. Eight precepts? Yeah, doesn't matter. So how you reflected?
I'm keeping 8 precepts at home. Sometimes my sister switch on the TV.
No, I'm asking here during this period.
Yeah, here I think no problem.
You don't have TV here?
No problem.
Oh, okay.
Except the singing, the church singing, I was listening to their singing for a while. Yesterday,
who
the
sang?
Christmas carol.
Temple didn't have any carol?
The church.
Oh, church.
Christmas carol.
Well, so you're supposed to be here, not at the church.
My heart is with them. Just curious, so many of them.
Curious?
Yeah.
Why? It's the same thing every year, right? Merry Christmas, same thing.
Yeah, quite
like Buddhan Saranam Gacchami, every time same thing. Nothing different.
I saw so many people there.
Oh, so you've been ruminating around. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For a moment. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
Thank you.
So tell me about your experience on reflection. I saw now you've been trained how to eat quickly with other monks. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. So, do you think when we eat mindfully we should be slow down? No. No, who says? No. You can mindfully and quickly eat. Yeah, there was a teacher in Thailand. He always advises for his students, eat mindfully and slowly. He quickly eats. And students complained, he asked us to eat slowly and mindfully. He quickly finished it. How come? Well, so it doesn't matter. If you are mindful, doesn't matter how fast you finish, but it's not appropriate when monks are and upasikas are eating quickly. I mean, rapidly. So then therefore, that's why we have that courtesy practice. Anyway, it's look good now. And you can compete with other monks, trained monks. Anyway, I again recall we better reflect on our own virtues. Own virtues in order to avoid many mental and physical discomfort as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through the discourse. We have a few more details to discuss beside the discourse. This is how Buddha asked us to practice metta. Mettaya bhikkhave cheto vimuttya asevitaya bhavitaya bahulikataya yanikataya vattukataya anuttitaya parijitaya susamaradhaya. That's the way to practice, and then there are 11 types of outcomes. Don't worry about these outcomes, but we are going to discuss the details. So, when the heart's release by love has been cultivated, developed, and practiced, made a vehicle and a basis, kept up, consolidated, and properly implemented. That's the core advice to practice metta. And are you aware of the origin of metta? There's a reason behind it. But that story comes in the commentary. Now you know. Huh? Once 500 monks wanted to spend time at a forest monastery during the Vasa season, rain season. And they started to stay there, and the villagers were very delighted to have those monks during the period. They served them, and they supported, they provided for requisites for those monks to practice comfortably. When after a few days of their arrival, they were settling in the area, and they go for alms round and gather their food and come back and start to practice. While they were meditating, the spirits, hungry ghosts kind of thing, the beings, they were unable to stay around that monastery because of the energy of the monks' practice. So then they started to make some scary things around. Yeah. making a lot of horrific sounds and some other images kind of things. Then some of the monks were not able to tolerate and handle them. They were panicked and confused. They want to run away. Anyway, they decided to leave. So we are not asked to leave, we are not advised to leave during the Vassa without any reason. There are only few reasons that we can leave. Otherwise, we have to bear it and stay there. Then those monks approached the Buddha and informed they had to let go the place, and they came to see the Buddha. And Buddha said, "You're not supposed to leave the place because you have observed the precept." But then they shared what had happened in the monastery with these hungry ghosts and spirits. Then Buddha told them, you have to be kind, compassionate towards them. And you have to cultivate loving kindness, metta. And the Buddha taught them the discourse and said, that is the only suitable place for you. Then you go back. They weren't excused. They had to go back. And they went back. Started to practice. And they were releasing loving thoughts, kindness, compassion, and they were so much into the practice. Afterwards, those spirits were very friendly to those monks. That was the origin of Metta Sutta according to the commentaries. The commentaries came later after the Buddha. Anyway, we can relate this story to the main discourse. Have you ever thought about difference between metta and loving kindness? Loving kindness is not metta for me. Metta is not loving kindness for me. Why? Love contains what? Affection, lust. Kindness is another meaning. That means English is poor. The language is poor, not rich enough to describe what is actually metta is. Then we have to put two words together. Yeah. Some teachers interpret it as friendliness, loving friendliness. And some says loving kindness. Some says universal friendliness. I don't know any of those meanings provide enough interpretation for metta itself. Being friendly is type of, relatively is okay, but the other explanations, we have to revisit them. So that is a general idea about metta. Now let's go to the direct teaching. Can you read Pali? No need English. Try. Karaniya matta kusalena yantam samtam padam abhisameccha. That's it. So Those who are willing to reach Nibbana, that's the meaning of it. Karaniyang atta kusalena santang padang abhisamecca. Santa means Nibbana. Pada means Nibbana. Abhisamecca also related to that. So then, Karaniya, should do or must do or to be done. Atta kusala. What is that? Atta kusala means the activities or the path for the Nibbana. Kusala. You will get the details moving forward with each and every details here. The person who willing to achieve Nibbana should behave this way. There's a particular way to behave. That particular way has been described like this. The person should be how? There are few qualities of a person. I'm going to use the Pali text as well. What is Sakko? Should be able for what? What is Sakko? What is the ability? We are capable and able for many things. In this context, we should be able for what? Don't go with the other words. I'm asking about what is Sakko. We should be confident and capable of doing what? We should be able to work towards the Nibbana. Sakko. We should be capable of doing all the wholesome activities. What are the wholesomes? What are the wholesomes? Name one thing. Wholesomes. Meditation. What else? Precepts. Dana, Sila. Men are very silent. What are the wholesomes? I have my own answer, but I wanted to make sure whether you know or not. Once, there are many, once a monk approached the Buddha and asked, Bhante, it calls wholesome. What is actually wholesome? Buddha said, 4 foundation of mindfulness is wholesome. Satipatthana are wholesome. Majjhima Patipada or Noble Eightfold Path is wholesome. 4 Noble Truths is wholesome. The enlightenment factors, Bojjhangas are wholesome. That's how Buddha addressed that. And again, another monk asked, Bhante, it calls unwholesome. What is actually unwholesome? What can be the answer for it? 5 hindrances are unwholesome. Nivarana are unwholesome. Upadanaskandha, khandas, upadanakkhandha. Aggregates are unwholesome. That's how Buddha answered. So then, the person who practices should be able or sakko for what? To do wholesomes. Wholesomes is not only about dana, sila, bhavana. They are included, but the wholesome towards nibbana is in a different context. And then, what is uju? Upright, being upright. With what? We should be upright and perfectly upright. Suju. Once in a different discourse, Buddha said, Etu vinyu puriso. Come, the wise person. Asato, not cunning. Yeah, seriously. Amayavi, not manipulative. Ujujatiko, being upright. Ahamanusasami, I will advise. Ahang dhamman desemi, I will teach Dhamma. The person who upright, direct, not cunning, not manipulative, straightforward, willingly practice towards Nibbana. I will teach to those type of people. If you are associating the Buddha or the Sangha just to have a relationship or friendship, it's okay, but it is not supportive for the Nibbana. Being friendly is a different thing. Sometimes too much friendliness loses the Nibbana as well. Because when we are too close and too comfortable with the person, we don't want to listen to the Dhamma. Right? Yeah. We want to have a gang. Sangha gang sometimes. Yeah. We lose our limits. Too much things. Then all the gossips bring to the monks. We are comfortable to share. Then we lose. So then what is being uju and suju means we should be able to be straightforward of the practice. That is being upright. Yeah. And then suvacha. What is well spoken? When we associate, when we undergo with the teacher, we should get the advice from the teacher. So Samaneras have lots of restrictions when you associate others other than your preceptor, teacher. In the monastic codes, Samaneras cannot go to the washroom even without permission from the teacher. They can't shave, they can't eat, they can't go pindapat. They are not allowed to do anything without permission of from the teacher. Even they can't get the advices from any other monks other than their preceptor. So that's been well spoken, and then means being obedient. And the student should be obedient to the teacher in order to follow the path. And every time the person should be very open with the teacher, the practitioner. Otherwise it's hard to guide. There's no hidden things with the teacher. That means they are building very peaceful environment and relationship with the student and the teacher. And then Mudu, being gentle. What is being gentle? Are you gentle? Are you soft?
To be gentle.
Mudu means flexible and easy to deal with, isn't it? Easy to deal with. And humbleness also there. If we are so tough and arrogant, it's not easy to walk on the path. Why Saddha should be established? The faithfulness, Saddha, because we should be flexible with the teacher to follow the teachings. So when teacher advises, if we follow something else, if we go opposite, there are always a contradiction, right? Conflict. So we should be we should be gentle and mudu. What is anatimani? Humble. Humbleness. Being modest, right? Yeah. Humbleness. And being humble doesn't mean that we let others to cross over us. Right? Yeah. Don't let others to cross over us, put us down. We should be able to manage ourselves, as well as we need to be humble. Also, being humble means we have conceit, arrogantness. Right? Because of our caste, because of our wealthiness, because of our education, right? Yeah. Always looking to condemn others. Right? So therefore, humbleness is important. We try to compare ourselves to others, which should not do. Why? I am me, myself. I don't want to be someone else. You don't want to be someone else. We all have our own personalities. But still, we don't use our skills to put others down, undermine. Make sense? Yes. Sometimes meditators think non-meditators are too bad, which is wrong idea, because everyone is not capable of meditating. Virtuous people think others are immoral. What's going on? Oh, well, so the best thing is let him mind his business and you mind your business. So, don't use your knowledge to discriminate others, your wealthiness to discriminate others. That means we are losing our humbleness. Even from the meditation, from the virtues, from your status. Simply, when we maintain our status in any condition, we try to compare others. For what? That means we are enhancing or increasing our conceit, ego, mana. That's why we should not go to that state. We all have, even animals, all the beings have the same kind of situations, but we have the ability to understand and then try to get through it. Santussaka, contented. What is that? Are you satisfied with what you have? Do you appreciate with what you have?
Yes.
So what you have?
I have food, I have shelter, I have 2 robes.
And?
If I need medicine, I will get.
Okay, so you have that requisite. What else you have? We should be appreciative. Peace of mind, yes. Good health, What else you have? Functioning body. Yeah. See, we can see, right? We have eyes. We have to appreciate it. We should be happy. I can see. I'm able to see. I can hear. I'm not deaf. I'm able to hear. That's something we should appreciate. And then we should appreciate what we have, because basically we have functioning body, including the mind. We have capability of functioning those senses. We should be appreciative. And there was a person who's looking at others. He was worrying about he doesn't have proper shoes. But others were wearing expensive shoes. Then he was worrying, oh, I don't have such a pair of shoes. But if we look closely and attentively toward that situation, though that person doesn't have proper shoes or maybe shoeless, if that person is wise enough, he can be happy he has 2 legs that can walk, make him functioning. Comparing to the people are disabled, the people who don't have legs to wear shoes, right? Rather than worrying about shoes, which I don't have, I can be happy. I have 2 legs. I can walk. Because among the legless people, right? Yeah. How about if you were headless? If we were headless, right? Sometimes we worry about so many things. Lucky us, we have a functioning body. So we should be satisfied. Santuksaka or santutti. We should be able to make ourselves happier with what we have. That we call mudita as well. And subhara, the next one. What is easily supported? These days you guys can practice that properly. Easily supported means some people are very hard to feed. They never satisfy. Even from the Dhamma, from the requisite, they never being satisfied. They need more and more and more, and they always asking things. Right? One after another, keep asking. They never feel enough. They never feel enough. Buddha says, Uno loko atitto tanha daso. This world is always feel insatiable, dissatisfied, empty. Uno. Uno means empty. Loko. The world is always feel empty, not enough. Why? Atitto tanha daso. They are overpowered by the tanha, craving. They always feel not enough. Even sometimes among this program, you might feel, oh, this is not enough, I should have more. Never being satisfied. Here, especially with the subhara, the quality of subhara means we should be able to easily fed with 4 requisites for meal, clothing, shelter, and the other needs. Why? If a practitioner is not being satisfied and demanding all the time, it's not easy to move forward. And they always seek for good food, good shelter, good clothing, right? That means not being subhara or not being easily supported. Makes sense, huh? Okay. And what is next? Appakicca. What is that? Bahukicca means busy. The opposite of appakicca, bahukicca, means busy, being busy. Always occupied. Appakicca means being simple, less obligated, have simple few things to do, not running around the world. That means when we are busy, we are not comfortable, right? We are not comfortable, stressful, tension. But when we have few things, what do you feel these days? Are you more obligated or less obligated? What do you feel? Relax. That means we are free from many things, huh? I know, but you are waiting to go back home in 2 days. 2 more days is left. But still, you have very few things. There are no things to worry. The food are being ready all the time. Everything is ready. Your clothes are always washed, right? You just, well, the machine does it. Hand wash? Really? Yeah, the machine, right? Well, so anyway, you're being comfortable. Yes. Right? Yes. There are necessary things we have to manage ourselves, personal things. Yes, but generally, we have everything set up, right? Did you have to worry about setting up these tables here? No. We have a crew. Did you have to worry about anything arranging before the program? No, you just come and sit down. Yeah, you checked in and then you check out on Sunday. Boys will do the rest. But it is not being obligated. Those are few things. Only a very few things. But see, we have obligated to our family, which we cannot escape. And your occupation, your studies. Those are necessary things in the life for a person for some period until you decide to be free from it. But some of our obligations are we willingly committed to those. See what I think? I am not obligated to any of you anywhere because I'm a free bird, practicing or not, it's up to you. I'm not obligated to your Nibbana. It's not my business. It is your own practice. If I think, oh, my followers should be this way, that way, I never have followers. I always ask, don't follow me. Yeah, I don't have followers. I never make followers. Whoever asks me, I teach them. Otherwise, I don't worry about them. Even I don't worry about your meditation. Have I ever asked you, how do you meditate? What was your outcome? I never asked that. Why? If you got the advice, it's up to you to practice. It's not my business. Whether you practice or not, it's not my thing. If you get the advice, it's completely up to you to follow or not. Why? If you truly practiced, if you have anything to ask, definitely you will come to me and ask. Your silentness means whether you haven't done anything, maybe you have enlightened. Then nothing to ask. Yeah, being silent means either you enlightened, otherwise you haven't practiced anything. That's my conclusion. Then I don't worry, I just keep worries away. I'm not obligated to anyone else. Yeah. And even during this entire program, I asked, do I have any other things to support or do besides my 2 talks? Everyone kept silent, then I was silent too. That's much easier. I asked few times, then no answer, then I decided, oh, I'm free. Perfect. Yeah. So that's how I being always simple. Appakicca is not being busy all the time. Busyness, a distraction. But mindful busyness is okay. The main complaint is I can't practice because of the busyness, right? So and so. But it's not an issue if we try to manage it properly. But these retired people can say, but I know how hard work in the workers, right? How hard to work. Yeah. So working hard. The next one is Sallahuka Vutti, living simply. So we discuss the same thing. That means simple living, easy living, easy going. Being complicated with the lifestyle is distraction, disturbance. See that you don't have much things, much comfort here, right? You just being satisfied with what you have during this period. We don't have luxurious chairs and the beds and the meals whenever we want. We have limitations, restrictions, and we are being simple with those things. We are moving easily. Isn't this life is very easy? We have been complicated it. The life is very easy. For monks, yes. Not for lay people. Oh no. Every life is easy. That always depends on how we have generated things around us. Right? Yeah. Some people feel being simple is boring and they want to be occupied. They like more things. And later they complain, oh, it's so busy, I'm exhausted, I'm so tired. And they seek for simplicity. It's like this. Until we get sick, we don't want to look for this good healthy food, right? We always been eating junk food. But once we are diagnosed and when we are unhealthy, then we seek for healthy food. Then we need bitter gourds and everything, right? Yeah, all the healthy food, brown rice, no sugar, no salt, no oil. Until then, we keep eating. Then they drive us for unwellness. Then we seek for goodness. We know being simple is good, but we don't accept it. Later, we become stressful, tension, and so much exhausted. Then we seek for meditation. Sometimes too late. Sometimes too late. So then, simple living is appreciated for a practitioner. Then the next one is Santindriya. What is Santindriya? Controlling your senses. What is that? We should have a good care of our 5 senses, 6 senses. How? We should control our eyes and its objects, and the ears. All the senses should be guarded properly. That's the controlling in the senses. And what is next? Nipaka means being wise, prudent. Prudent, being wise means we should be wise to take care of our virtues, observed virtues. We should be wise to maintain our meditation, maintain our wisdom. Simply, we should be wise enough to handle the Dhamma properly in order to reach Nibbana. Don't forget that the person who is willing to reach Nibbana should act on this way. And Appagabba, being modest or humble, that means not being respectful, disrespecting, and kind of things. So towards the teacher and the Sangha, we should be respectful and humble, faithful. That's how being modest. And it is by physically, verbally, and mentally, from 3 aspects. And even we should be respectful and prioritizing our duties with the teacher at any place, at any moment, anywhere. And the last thing is Kulesu Ananugiddo. Kulesu Ananugiddo means yes. Kula means families, clans. And when we have too much attachments with them, maintaining the bloodline, caste, and our lineage, right? Mothers and fathers' sides. So many things. Being attached to those is a distraction. The person who practices, not the others. And then we should be able to have few connections. I mean, very simple connections. That means we should be able to let go them very quickly, easily. If you say no now, no guarantee for the future. So, letting them go is not physically removing or escaping from them. We make our mind, we do all the responsibilities, and then we make some gap between them and us too, because anytime we can let go. Anytime we can let go. See, then if you decided to stay at the temple forever, you have to let go your families, right? Yeah. No choice. Yeah. That doesn't mean that we can stay at the temple and maintain the contacts again them. Yes, we can talk to them, we can meet them, but not. I saw at the dining hall after all monks left, some of you gathered with your loved ones and maybe you were feeding them again. That type of things are not appropriate. Because you are in a different level of the life, and they have their life, their life, level of life, and then let them be and mind your own business as a monk, even as a upasika. Because we have limits with the precepts. So we can pet them all the time. Let them be. Because you have renounced yourself for this purpose. Make sense? Yeah. So, having few connections and relationships is okay, but too much things, let's say, someone died, and then go to the funeral, then again the 7-day dana, 3-month dana, 1-year dana, memorial, right? Then non-stop. That's why. Because why Buddha advised to not to attach to those things too much? Because we lose our precious time that we have to practice for Nibbana. Remember, this is only for the person who practices towards Nibbana, not for others. Okay. See, all these qualities are required to follow by the practitioner. Those are the qualities of a person who practices metta towards Nibbana. Then the next one. One should not do the slightest wrong that the wise would reprove. One should think, may all beings be safe and happy. May they be well. So our mental, verbal and physical behaviors should be appropriate, and we should not do any small thing, small mistake, small wrongdoing that the wise people would disagree with us. That means we should be able to maintain our practice, maintain our precepts mentally, verbally and physically appropriately, because otherwise the world will disagree with us and disapprove our behaviors. And in that context, how we should think? May all beings be happy. This is how Buddha advised where we should practice loving kindness, metta. So this one should think, sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. May all beings be well. That's how we are advised to practice. That is how our mentality should work. Okay, before I move on, how many ways are there that we can practice metta? There are 3 aspects. What? Mentally, verbally and physically. Right? Mentally is we just the repetition. What is verbal? We share kind words, right? Pleasant words with others. That's a verbal action. Physical action? What is a physical action? Physically we support others and we look for others. And this is a question. Imagine a hungry person comes to you and requests some food. What is the most practical way to practice metta? With a hungry person. Well, it doesn't matter. If so, sorry? Offering food. Why? We can wish, may your hunger go away, but wishing can't eat. It's not practical, right? Wishes can't eat. It's not consumable. I can say words, but it doesn't support. But the practical way is to provide some food to the person. When we offer physically, the mental and the verbal actions are there. Right? All the three actions are there. That's how we practice metta. So Buddha says, metta sahagata mano kamma, metta sahagata vachi kamma, metta sahagata kaya kamma. That means mentally, verbally and physically we practice metta. Then this from here Buddha describes to whom we should practice or release metta. Before we discussed how should be the person behave for the practice. The practitioner, the way the practitioner should behave. But here, where the practitioner should release metta. To whom? Weak or strong? What is that? Weak means, so in Pali we say tasa and tahavara. Tasa means weak. Tasa means weak. The person who's fearful and panic and not stable, fragile. And then what is strong? The beings like Arahant, they are stable, they are stabilized. Their practice is completed. They don't fear, they don't panic, they don't have any shaking. They are unshaken. But besides them, everyone is shaking, unstable. Right? We all are shakeable. We all are unstable, mentally, verbally and physically. Yes. So then, whether a person weak or strong, bodily wise, large, medium, stout, short, small or tall, that is the parameters of metta. We don't get individuals. We don't individualize metta. We get only, so the modernized metta meditation practices are not related to this teaching. Like we focus on someone else and may you be well, happy and peaceful and so forth, right? It's not related to this. Those are modernized things. This is the overall idea of the practice. So, see, bodily wise, when we say large, medium, stout, short, small and tall, anyone can be fitting into that parameters. Whether you or your loved ones or unloved ones, your parents or whoever, devas and ghosts and everyone can be fitting onto these categories. Even weak or strong categories too. And then seen or unseen, the beings that we can see and we haven't seen. Near or far, the beings who lives around us, near us and far away. Born and yet to be born. Born means, here in the commentary it says, the born means the people already born and enlightened. Arahants. Yeah, born and enlightened. But so yet to be born Sambhavesi means we all are Sambhavesi. That means we have the seeds that can have a rebirth. We all are not seedless. Right? Yeah, we have karmas that can have a rebirth. Sambhavesi doesn't mean someone is willing to be a human or something. That means anyone who else have the ability of have a rebirth. We all have rebirth ability, right? Yes. That called Sambhavesi. And those are the levels and areas and beings where we should release metta. So then those are the areas and beings that we can practice metta. We have to. Nowadays, we are asked to practice metta first myself and then radiate for others. But according to this discourse, there's no me. It's only all beings. When we say all beings, I'm also one of the beings. I'm not excluded from that all being. Yeah. So the next part, let none deceive another or despise any being in any place whatsoever. Let no one wish harm upon another out of ill will or anger. That's how we practice metta. When we do it, we should do it wholeheartedly. That's why we cannot individualize people. See, doesn't matter whether friendly or unfriendly, yeah, close to us or distance to us, it doesn't matter. So, how we should practice metta, that is where we should practice, and this is how we apply it. What are the intentions should be? Just as a mother would protect her only child with her own life. Mothers know it. Even so, let one cultivate a boundless love towards all beings. Mana sambhavai aparimanam. Boundless loving thoughts. So mother has unlimited, boundless love for her only child. That's a simile, that's a metaphor to practice metta. How does a mother protect her only child with her own life? She will give her life to protect her child. And then we have to do metta that much. That's the effort. That's the energy we should have to practice metta. And then again, let one radiate boundless love for the entire world, above, below, all around, in every direction, unhindered without ill will, without enmity. See, the parameters, the areas, above, below, all directions, the 10 directions can be included to this. That's why. What is unhindered? Without disturbing the practice, we should release loving thoughts. Whether walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should maintain this mindfulness. This is the way to dwell as a Brahma. So, to practice metta, no need to sit while walking, while sitting, while standing. You can use any of the postures. Even while eating, if we can release loving thoughts towards the beings who prepared the meal and things, and that's how we maintain loving thoughts. We can use it for anything, with anything. This is the last one of the discourse. It has quite a bit of details. Not falling into false views, being virtuous, endowed with insight, having abandoned the attachment to the senses, never again to be conceived in a womb, never again to return as a human or deva, non-returner. Okay. Dittincha anupagamma. Without falling to views. There are so many views. That means our view should be right. That's the meaning. We should come to the right view. Silava, being virtuous. The right view and then being virtuous. Dasanena sampanno. What is that? There are hidden thing. There's a hidden thing with that. Dasana sampanna means the sotapanna person. This is the conclusion of the teaching. This is the outcome of the practice. Dasana sampanna means being sotapanna or stream enterer with right view. Kamesu vinayya gedam. Having abandoned the attachment to the senses, so the kama, lust. That means being sakadagami, the once returner, and nahijatu gabbaseyang, will never come back to conceive, to a mother's womb. Gabba means womb. Seyya means conceiving. The person will never come to the mother's womb to conceive. That means the person will not come back to the sensual world to be born. And that calls anagami. Third step, non-returner. And then Brahma world is the next step for the person. They will go to the Brahma world. But here's the thing. If the person will not complete the arahantship here, afterwards he will go to the Brahma world as a result of this. Otherwise, will end the journey here, becoming arahant. Here. Unless being arahant, enlightened, then the remaining sadhya, he will be born in the Brahma world unless he entered to the arahantship here. Yeah. What do you mean? Anagami Arahant, yeah.
There are two groups here.
Yes. So the person should be able to develop metta and enter to the enlightenment. Unless being enlightened, then can be born in the Brahma world and will finish the journey there. That's the essence of the metta. See how the person should be and act as a practitioner, and then where and to whom we should practice, and what are the directions, parameters, and where is the energy, what should be the energy like, and then what is the outcome. That's the complete discourse. Saying may I be well, all beings be well is not enough. For me, it's just like a Montessori practice. This practice can take us for jhanas, and metta samadhi can expand our wisdom for vipassana. These are the outcomes that Buddha taught from metta practice. Sleep well, awakes well, no nightmares, and dear to humans, dear to non-humans. Who are the non-humans? Devas, Brahmas, spirits, what else? Who else? Yeah, animals. Yeah. Anyone, anything, anyone can be Deva, Brahma. Everyone can be non-humans. And so then we can be friendly with them too, right? And deities protect us because they like when they practice metta, when we practice metta. There's a story once. All devas assembled at the assembly hall, and that time they started to cry, and they were so sad. And Buddha said, why they were sad? Some of devas have traveled around the human world, and they discovered that many human beings are immoral, misconducted, misbehaved. They kill, steal, sexually misconduct, and verbally misbehaved, alcoholic, and so many misbehaviors among the human world. They went back and gathered the assembly hall, started to cry, saying, we are going to lose our population. We will be losing our population. Why? Who goes to the heaven after death? We go. Then they know when humans are misbehaved, they are lacking of their population, generations, because no one to go there. They started to cry. Then after a while again they assembled, because some of them have traveled around the human world. They noticed that humans are good behave, and they behave good, and then they're doing all the wholesome things good. And they were screaming and rejoicing, oh, we're going to increase our population. This is not in the teachings. but this is how I think. While devas are crying because of losing the population, the hell beings maybe can be rejoicing because we are going to increase our population there. That's my assumption. So, therefore, deities will protect us. Then the person who practices the fire, poison, and swords will not touch him or will not harm him. But don't try to poison yourself and don't set fire. Don't try to cut yourself until you have concluded you have completely practiced metta. There's no guarantee from me. Because once someone came to the Buddha and complained, you said to practice metta, but I couldn't overcome my anger. How come that happened? Then Buddha said, no way. Why? If you have practiced as I advised, anger should go away. If you say anger is still remaining, that means it's not me. We have to check within the person who practiced. It's not about the Buddha. And metta helps to concentrate the mind quickly. Number 8. And the 9th one is more fun. The person's countenance is serene. What is that? The facial appearance will be more serene because of the metta. That means the internal purity will bring the serenity for the face. Right? The appearance is more serene and calm and relaxed. No more beautifications. The 10th one, the person will die unconfused because of the metta practice. Person will die unconfused. Many of the practitioners die confused. Practitioners also dies confused too because of the wrong practice. Yeah. Practicing doesn't mean we should practice something else. It should be appropriate and right. Doing anything else is not the practice or the path to Nibbana. Those 10 of them is here in this very life. And the 11th one is the hereafter. If the person fails or unable to attain the arahantship, enlightenment, and then he will born in the Brahma world. Yeah. You all practice Metta Anusati. Yes, may I be well, happy and peaceful and so forth. And Metta Anusati is a Samatha practice, yes. And then there's another series of teachings in numerical discourses, I think in the book of Force, called Persons. There the Buddha describes something serious. Try to grasp this. A person practices metta. Not only one person, two persons practice metta. First one rejoice the samadhi. He practices metta and he earns samadhi, concentration. He being rejoiceful and rapturous with the concentration, he is enjoying it, but he does not do further. And after end of the life, hereafter, as the outcome of the practice, he will born in the Brahma world, where the person should born out of metta practice. That's the Brahma world. That person will be born there, but Buddha says, though he is in the Brahma world, he is subject to suffer further, and he is not ending his journey. After spending his time in the Brahma world, he will either come back to the human world, maybe there are possibility to him to go to the hell realms as well, because he will collapse from the Brahma world, because it's not because of not the practice, but the samsara. There's no guarantee, right? His samsara is still continuing. And the second person practices metta, he earns concentration samadhi. Also, he does not enjoy or attach or clung to that samadhi. He enhances his wisdom, and he clarifies the factors of the dependency, and he sees the danger of these attachments. He practices vipassana. He also will born in the Brahma world, but he will end his journey there. He will end the samsara in the Brahma world because of the vipassana practice. Does that make sense? There are two people. The one who rejoices the samatha only and attached to the concentration will continue the samsara back and forth, but the person who detached from it will end the samsara either here, or maybe if go to the Brahma world, will end in Brahma world. That's the two sides of practice. That's the end.
So Bhante, meaning, let's say this being practice the metta perfectly right. And then after that, let's say this life, perfectly right. And then he did the samadhi perfectly right. So meaning he has already gotten sammanyana and the samma visu, the vimutti, I think. So he got that already. So that life, arahant.
Yes.
Like that, huh? So
Yes.
meaning you need these criteria. So meaning metta alone cannot guarantee you arahantship. Metta alone.
Can
Also.
Can.
Ayya. I'm confused again, Bhante.
You know what? A single word that Buddha has uttered will take us for Nibbana if we do the right thing. Yeah, it's not about the only breathing, only metta. There's no such variations. One single word is enough if the person is keen and wise enough to realize. That's the power of the Dhamma. Why?
Now you're leading me to like, what one word?
Then you have to follow me. Maybe follow my Facebook. I'm just kidding. Well, so it's nothing to confuse. So each and every verse that Buddha has uttered is a leader for the Nibbana. Only thing that we have misguided and then sometimes we have mistaken. That's the matter. You know what? Every single word teaches Four Noble Truth. Every single word teaches Four Noble Truth. But we don't know how to clarify it. We don't know how to sort it out. That's the matter. You know what? We don't need this much details. One verse is enough for the realization, but our foolishness is, our ignorance is, delusion is way beyond that. That's the matter. But we keep trying, that is good, but still our ignorance is much bigger than the wisdom.
Bhante, I think most of us will be having this thing in mind. We want to attain the enlightenment, the arahantship. I got this question is like, who does the arahantship belongs to after so-called I have been enlightened? Who attains the arahantship? Because the conventional truth is I, the agreement, but we dissolve the five aggregates, then who is enlightened?
That's a good question. Basically, conventionally, I do it because even Buddha said that conventionally I have to use these terms. And still, I practice and you practice, but if we understand how to disconnect and how to see the dependency there, and we know the disconnection with each and everything, right? So that's how we have to remove it. Conventionally, yes, we have to say, I do this, you do this, we do this. Every matters are there, everything's factors are there, but it's about the wisdom, how much we have expand the wisdom and how much we have the let go the ignorance, I guess. But if I ask who realizes the Nibbana or becoming the arahantship, I cannot say there is no person, there is a person. There is a sutra for that in Majjhima.
I'm just curious, Bhante, because we all have this desire to be enlightened, all right? So this desire itself is like, if we were to cut off the craving, that means this me finally understood that the craving stops. So if that craving stops, then why are we still chasing for that enlightenment? That is how I come to this question.
Here's the thing. So this is a gradual process. So gradually we understand what is going on. This is simply for me like poison to poison. Make sense? We have to use poisons to get rid of the poison sometimes, right? Yeah. And otherwise, if we say, oh, I have to get rid of I or me at the beginning, there's no further to do, right? And even see the 10 fetters, Sangyojana. How the Sangyojana, the fetters had been laid out gradually, right? Ignorance is all the way up to the last one. Ignorance is the last one. Why we still have my or me, these concepts? Because of the ignorance. And from the beginning, we start with Sammaditthi, start with, Sakkaya Ditthi, breaking through the Sakkaya Ditthi, that self-view, and then ignorance is the other end. Right? We have self-view here, ignorance is the end. But even though we break through the self-view or Sakkaya Ditthi, becoming to Sammaditthi, right view, still we have ignorance is there. Why? Ignorance is the tie here, has tied each and every steps. Gradually we remove the first 5 fetters and then the second 5 fetters. That's how it's been taught. I think to see how we overcome me or my or I and myself, we have to first overcome it to see how we have been doing it.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you.
Bhante, I want to reconfirm again. Because I may have misheard you. So, one question. Just now I asked, can metta alone lead to the attainment of arahantship?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And let me add something else to that to clarify a little bit more. Once Buddha said, there are 4 meditations which are supportive for the practice. There are not only 4, actually, thousands of them. But Anapanasati or breathing meditation. So Anapanasati bhave tabba vitakku pachchedaya. That's how it's been said. Anapanasati or the breathing meditation should be done to overcome the thoughts, settlement of the mind. Yeah, to calm down. Because we have lots of volitions, sankharas. And then, metta bhave tabba vyapadassa pahanaya. Loving kindness or metta should be practiced to overcome anger, aversion. Asubha bhave tabba ragassa pahanaya. The foulness or disgusting downfall matters should be practiced. Ragassa pahanaya, to overcome the lust, affection. And anicca sanya bhave tabba asmimana samugghataya. Should practice anicca or the 3 characteristics to overcome the conceit, mana, ego. Those are the 4 directions, major directions that we should focus on. Third, asubha. Asubha. Yeah. And see, when you go to 4 Satipatthanas, those things are nicely stated and nicely organized there.
The metta practice that we talk about so far is actually one part of 4 parts, right? Because we need to do the metta, then it will go into the karuna, which will bring us to mudita and upekkha. And that's the jhana stage after that.
I would not say everything is together bring to the Nibbana. Any of those practices can take us there because they are individual practices.
Yes,
because,
they can happen anytime.
Yes, because if I say everything should be in the practice, it's very hard. Remember?
No, what I'm trying to understand is when we say metta can lead to nibbana, it's not metta per se. It's not just metta standalone. I don't know how is her question.
Why
but,
not? Why
but
not?
When we think about
so
it.
let me sort out this way. Let go all these metta, karuna, all these names. Those are titles. There are thousands of samatha techniques. Right? Even when you go to Satipatthana discourse, each and everything teaches samatha and vipassana both. Right? If you being confused, that means you haven't learned Satipatthana Sutra properly. If you are confused, you haven't learned Satipatthana Sutra properly. I'm saying it because I know it.
Bhante, the Satipatthana one, you are referring to the 4 foundations, right?
Well, so you are talking about the same thing. Even though we talk about the teachings topic-wise, those are kind of academic situations, academic factors. When we talk about breathing meditation, it includes Kaya Anupassana. And again it goes with Vedananupassana, Dhammanupassana, Chittanupassana, so forth. Metta also can be there. Karuna can be there. Mudita can be there. So this is a package. But we remove legs, portions to make things easier. That's the conflict there. Right? We talk about when we talk about Four Noble Truths, Satipatthana is there. Noble Eightfold Path, Satipatthana is there. And the 7 enlightenment factors, Bojjhangas, everything is there. So this is overall practice.
So, Bhante, what you're saying is that while we are learning stand alone.
Yeah.
Vipassana, all this stand alone and the principles, and then we practice. Once we get into the practice, in time, we should be able to link it back to the Four Noble Truths, to the 8.
Go to Majjhima Nikaya, read Anapanasati Sutra. Number should be 41 or something. I don't remember the number. 118. Thank you, Naikandani. Read the breathing, the Anapanasati Sutra. Anapanasati Sutra describes the whole process. So answers will be there.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So this confusion can be happen when we take classes for the meditation practice. Yeah, when we take classes, those things can happen.
When I practice the Anapanasati, I find that I also go into the Four Noble Truths and the 8 Noble Paths. When I practice the Vipassana, there's also elements of it coming out. So I thought I was confused because it comes out.
So come to the retreat on January 9th, 10 and 11.
That's why now that you're saying it, it just makes sense to me that it should be coming out, because if you're practicing it.
We're going to practice all 16 steps of breathing at the retreat.
Bhante, and here actually after this everything, and at 10 p.m. we finish our usual programs and we go back to our rooms, and sometimes until 1 a.m. we are discussing other factors, and now actually I got ready to fall down by the chair by sleeping because of awakening. And here I felt one question to ask for my other fellow friends. And I saw that, I understood, and some are in the belief of that they are thinking if we went to a Deva world or Brahma world, we cannot attain Nibbana there. We can't do any meritorious deed there. And definitely we should come back to human world to attain Nibbana and do the meritorious deed. And please give us your clarification for that one, and to avoid their misbelief.
I have a very brief answer for that. Is the question clear? So he asked that some people say we cannot attain Nibbana in the heaven, Deva world, then we have to come back here to the human world and to do meritorious deed and then reach the Nibbana. He is asking a clarification for it. When we homage to the Buddha, when we talk about the qualities of the Buddha, there is one quality. The Buddha has become the Buddha for whom? Satta. Buddha is the teacher for Deva Manussanam. Right? The Buddha is the teacher for Devas and the Manussa. Then how come we say we cannot reach Nibbana in the Deva world? The Devas who listen to the first sermon of the Buddha still might be in the heavenly worlds, who's enlightened. That means their keenness, their wisdom might be more sharp enough to understand this too. Sometimes may not. So when we say Buddha is Satta Deva Manussanang, the Buddha is the teacher for the Deva and humans both, we cannot say no Nibbana in the heaven. We cannot say. Why? It is subject to heaven as well. Yeah. Is that clear?
Yes, it is very well clear to me, and I requested that question for my fellow brothers.
Is from this audience?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thank you for representing your friend.
Hey, come.
Yeah, so that's how usually the sasana happens. So sometimes some people are very shy to talk, and then we can ask, can you talk on behalf of me? Yeah, usually that happens. We should do it out of compassion.
There are a lot of meditation. How we identify which one is good for us? Do we need to practice everyone and select which one is preferred? Because there are, for all the meditation, it's go to Nibbana. So how we identify which one is good? That is one question. The other one is, if we go to the Samadhi, how we identify whether we are in Samadhi and when we need to do the Vidarshana. Can we do parallel both meditation?
So you have a bunch of questions. The first one is how we can sort out or how we can get something to practice. Let's say some people say, I'm so much into breathing meditation. And some are for metta, some are for other reflections. And some people have mistaken even vipassana because of lots of misleadings. I wouldn't say that you should pick one or two, because sometimes when we are addicted to those, and then we don't see beyond that. And we are having kind of long conversation with a couple of friends, and one of them says, I can be in the present moment no matter what. Within few seconds, I can come to a present moment and I don't think anything and focus on anything. It seems to me he is settling in there and being comfortable, don't see further growth. That is kind of stuck in there. If I say I can practice only metta, that is not appropriate. Why? Again, see that there are 4 aspects, right? Metta, Asubha, and Anicca Sanya, and Anapana. Those are taught for specific purposes. And then we should be able to try those and practice. But one can lead us. Everyone, say, there are for one stream, water stream, or one river, there can be many approaches, many entrances. Any of the entrance can help us to get into the water. Right? Will take us to the destination. So, therefore, we cannot say only this one and this one is suitable. Sometimes depend on the person too. And see, some teachers saw practitioners' ability and their variations and their capabilities and their characteristics, referring to those, and they recommended such teachings. But let's say for the angry person, we can teach metta. Do you think that the same person doesn't have the other weaknesses? Might have. Then, how about for the lustful mind? Then we have to teach Asubha. And then for the confused mind, and then we have to teach Metta. So those things. So, Anapana. Then one person should have lots of different type of weaknesses. Therefore, I shouldn't say only one thing should be fitting to you. Without trying, without practicing, we cannot say this is good, this is bad. By seeing the face, I never give the guidance. We can't say that. Because until you practice and disclose what you are doing, we never know what you have earned. Yeah. And the other thing is, why when a doctor prescribes, why he diagnoses and then recommended few type of medications to protect overall, right, the surrounding. Get the idea? So when we practice metta, we can, that's why we say don't individualize the practice. We need to see the essence, and then we should be in the right way, exactly as Buddha taught, in order to get the outcome. Person practices metta, and then that person can increase lust, raga. And then what's the antidote for that? Asubha. Asubha should apply. Let's say we teach Asubha only. Then person, when the person seeing through these disgusting matters, anger can be rising, right? Because of the disgusting. And then antidote is metta. Make sense? Yeah. When a person's mind is so unsettled, Anapana is the treatment. Yeah. Vipassana means I don't want to touch the Vipassana teachings that your different type of institutes are teaching at the moment in the world. Looking of the sensations are not the Vipassana exactly what Buddha taught. The Buddha's teaching is to see the 5 aggregates with 3 characteristics. That's the exact Vipassana Buddha taught. See the 5 aggregates, clinging to aggregates, by using 3 characteristics. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's the exact Vipassana Buddha taught, according to the teachings. The modernized Vipassana techniques and the institutes, no guarantee for that. You know what? I have met the people who go through those institutes and these the processes. They come to and ask how to practice samadhi. They never know what is samadhi. They know only how to see the sensation and things. I am not criticizing it, but I see it is not right path. We have 84,000 teachings. Why we should alter them? Why we should make alterations for them, alternatives? Did I answer all the questions? Okay. Okay, so it's time to wind up. Are you good? Happy? Okay. Quite happy, huh? Not yet. I know. We never satisfied. For the confusion, I would say this. The problem is you, not the teachers. Why? Why you being confused? Because Let's say, now I teach here. Who listens? Who listens? You listen. That's your own ears. Who absorbs it? You absorb it. Who defines it? You define. I have no connection with it. You are responsible for your understanding. That's why I don't ask anyone to follow me. No one can follow me because I'm my own. What I ask for, follow the Buddha, not individuals. Following an individual is a disaster for the path, to be honest. So therefore, nothing to be confused. You are responsible. Don't depend on anyone else. That means our wisdom should be expanded. I remember once Ajahn Chah said, even though your teacher says that he is enlightened, don't believe in him. Why? Until you become enlightened, you never know whether teacher is enlightened or not. Therefore, don't depend on someone else. If you depend, that means we are supporting for their businesses. There's another sutra, but I don't have any time to get those details because there are lots of details in it. Later, we can discuss if we have any time in the future. So let's wind up. So thank you for listening, and let's dedicate. We listened to the Dhamma and discussed, and we've been accumulating lots of, dedicating for wholesome deeds, and let's share these merits, wholesome deeds, accumulations with all beings who are willing to partake, and may they partake and fulfill their wishes. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiram rakkhantu sasanam chiram rakkhantu desanam chiram rakkhantu mang paranti idam me ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. You may receive the blessing. So you have that, what we call veneration, right? Okay, you can do it. Okay, go ahead.